Hey, Spike here, and about just over 6 hours till I start my journey to Reno. I decided to make a video before I start heading out. My flight is at 6:30 Eastern Time, and I arrive in Reno at noon Pacific Time. And I have a connection in San Francisco, and it's a 6-hour flight, so I'm gonna have not much to do. In the meantime, I'm going to be sitting flying at metal tube at 500 miles an hour. But at least I'll get some time to rest. Okay, now, in my previous video, I had gone over some stuff about BLFC, but I didn't get into the schedule because it was not available at the time. But now it is, so now I have the chance to talk about it. Now, this video is going to be up technically on Thursday, which would be, if you're watching this right now, today. Registration opens 3 to 11 p.m. at the Nevada room. Opening ceremonies at 7 to 8 in the main stage. And the dance, like I said, I'm not going to be spinning tunes this time because of a huge influx of applications. And that, of course, they wanted to try to mix it up a bit, which I totally understand. As always, at the Grand Sierra Resort and Casino, we got free go-karts, mini golf, so take advantage of that. The Dealer's Den on Friday will open at 12 to 6 p.m. at Silver State Pavilion. Impossible fursuit charades. Ooh. Impossible in what way? I'd like to see some contortion. That's going to be from 1 to 3 on the main stage. Preliminaries for the dance competition at 1 to 4 at panel room 7. Nevada Hopes is going to provide free HIV testing from 4 to 6, so do take advantage of that. It is important to be aware of the virus itself, and do take good care of yourself. Art show from 2 to 8. Charity Blackjack will be from 3 to 5:30 p.m. The registration starts at 2:30. Fursuit group photo from 6 to 6:30, and Fursuit Festival from 6 to 9 p.m. So, unlike the previous conventions, the Fursuit Festival will be on Friday, not Saturday. So be aware of that. The dance starts at 10 p.m. going to 3 a.m. And if you're going to be staying up late, there's going to be free bowling all night from 12 to 6 a.m. Let's see. By the way, the free HIV testing will also be available on Saturday from 2 to 5. Foxes and Peppers in concert 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday. There is a mini golf tournament, by the way, from 2 to 4 at the outdoor golf range. And let's see. We have a charity poker tournament from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. And, oh boy, one of my favorite panels. Whose line is it anyway? Now, keep in mind that as far as I know, Alkali is not appearing here, as far as I know, because it doesn't show up on who's hosting it. Instead, it's Dragor, who has been with Alkali and Xander for quite some time. He's always been a big help at the panel, so I have his full trust that he will do a great job hosting this panel. Oh boy, 9 to 11 p.m. inappropriate fursuit games, and this is an 18+ panel. Oh boy, what do they have in store for us? It can also count as a room party. Alright, dance will be from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. as we have the dance till dawn. And believe it or not, there are some dancers that stay up that late. As I got to participate in the dance till dawn last year. Took a good bit of sleep out of me, but it was worth it. And my video from last year is up if you want to take a look at it. Let's see. The charity auction is from 4 to 6 p.m. on the main stage. Closing ceremonies at 6 to 7. And the dance at 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. And there is also a bowling tournament on Sunday from 9 p.m. to midnight. And registration will open at 8:30. And then you'll be able to do free late night bowling from 11 to 6 a.m. And like I said, I will be arriving by the time this video uploads today at noon. So I'll have plenty of time. And I'll especially be in the casino. Most of the time, hopefully playing craps, as that seems to be my game. And the past 2 years, the trend has been that I'm very good on the first few days, and then as the weekend goes on, my luck starts to run out. I'm hoping that it will stay up this time around. And by the way, some policies I need to bring up. Especially if you have a fursuit. Do not wear any mask or your fursuit heads in the casino. The security there is very strict about this. And they are some people that you do not want to mess with. They don't fuck around. So if you're going to go to the casino area, make sure that your face is completely free of anything obscuring your face. And of course, you must be 21 or older to participate. Let's see. And one more thing we need to mention. Gambling cannot occur outside of the casino areas. It is state law. So if you're going to do any gambling, keep it in the casino area. And because of some recent events, I want to remind everybody that there is a policy on heckling or any kind of harassment. So just remind yourselves of what the staff would do if they find you doing anything that falls under the heckling category. So I like to remind everybody of that. And again, the hotel has security around. Don't fuck with them. Alright, I always talk about the Ursa Major Awards every year. But this time we got the winners for the 2016 Coyotl Awards. Best novel went to The Digital Coyote by Chris Schnee. Best novella goes to The Goat by Bill Califur. Best short story went to 400 Rabbits by Alice Dryden. And best anthology went to Gods with Fur by Fred Patton. And those were announced at Furlandia in Portland, Oregon. So, yeah, so congratulations to everyone who ended up winning one of these categories. And, of course, we'll have the Ursa Major Awards at Anthrocon later this month. Which, like I said, I will be there. Now, there is one other con that I need to bring up, Califur, as the shit hit the fan 3 separate times. First one, before the con even starts, some complaints and threats start to come in because of a panel that has to do with baby furs. And the staff took it to the police, and they recommended that they take off the panel. So it's disappointing that it had to come to that, but they're more concerned about security than a panel. So as disappointing as that is, they have to think about everyone's safety. The second thing, and I noted this on Twitter, PETA show their ugly rear end, but I later found out that they were actually not protesting Califur. Apparently there was another event going on, which I still don't know what it is. So, yeah, if anyone can find out what that event was, please let me know. Because that was the first thing I thought, was that they're protesting Califur because of the fursuits. And at that time, my thought was, didn't they learn their lesson from Kage a few years back? If you don't remember, they sent a letter to Kage about Anthocon, about whether they wore real fur. And he gave a hilarious response. So yeah, I was thinking that they didn't learn their lesson, but apparently they were not worried about us. But I'm still watching them. And the third thing happened after the convention. An article was posted by OC Weekly, Orange County Weekly. And there were a lot of problems. First off, the person who wrote this article snuck in without having staff know he was there. That is a big no-no for any convention. They can easily get you thrown out, and that can ruin the credentials for whoever is participating. There's a reason why they check the credentials of any media members before they let them in. So this guy has snuck in, and the one particular part of his article that drew attention was about different kinds of furries, and he did one on dealers, which he took the image. He took the image of one particular dealer. It was a photograph, and what he did was that he kind of traced the image and added some stuff in to look like that dealer was selling mature content in different ways. This upset that dealer, who did not sell such stuff. So some dirty tactics by this particular writer. But it was later cleared up by OC Weekly, who had said that this guy was a freelancer who contributes to the magazine, and they promptly removed the article. So I'm just glad that they acted quickly on this, and yeah, if any media members are going to go to the conventions, make sure that you check with the staff before you do anything. It goes a long way. So, wow, Califur went through a lot of stuff this year. Let's see. And now, if you want a good article, this latest article from City Pages did one on the Minnesota furs while they were having a picnic, and it's a long article. It'll take you a while to go through it, but it is excellent. They go through what they do there. They've interviewed a few furs there. We had a 25-year-old IT systems manager. We had one fur who was aged 63. So a great variety. There's some photos there. Let's see. But it pretty much goes into detail with just about what you would think. This is an excellent article. So search up the article. It is called Furries, How Unleashing Your Inner Animal Brings Friendship, Love, Community. It's on citypages.com. Check that out. It is a great article. I'll leave the link in the description to make it a little easier for you guys. And one other thing is that we actually made it to Snopes.com. For those of you who don't know, Snopes is a website that fact checks any kind of claims that are put out in the open. It's usually political stuff, but sometimes some weird stuff gets in. Like the one that they posted was, does Portland allow furries to use dog parks? And the subtitle says, a fake news site reported that the city council had voted to give people with animal alter egos the right to mate in the parks. Yeah. But they fact checked it and they gave it a false rating. And they go on to explain that this is actually an article from last year. In May 2016, the website Real News Right Now, just the title of that site right there pretty much says it. It just screams fake. Reported that the Portland City Council had voted to allow members of the furry community to the ability to use dog parks in the same manner as actual dogs. The story is false. No such vote took place, and there is no such thing as the Equal Use Act, which the post promoted as the impetus for the decision. The impetus for the decision. The story also attributes false quotes to City Council members Amanda Fritz and Mayor Charlie Hales. It goes on to note that this story is on par for the course of Real News Right Now, which bills writer R. Hobbes J.D. as a winner of 3 Nobel Peace Prize nominations in recognition from the prestigious Stephen Glass distinction in journalistic integrity, a nod to the former New Republic reporter who was exposed as a serial fabricator in 1998. And Hobbes' website has also reported that Donald Trump's plan to reinstate a U.S. military drafting the right-wing radio host Alex Jones, the king of conspiracy theories, was taken from a Texas Starbucks coffee shop by shape-shifting reptilians. Yeah, it just goes to show how real it is. But one other one that I want to bring up, because this just sounds silly. If I still did my show online, this would easily go into my fail news segment. Is that a 15-meter, approximately 49 feet, a 15-meter high duck, a rubber duck, was designed by Dutch artist Floringen Hoffman. I probably pronounced that wrong. And has traveled the world from Brazil to Taiwan. And the duck will float into Toronto's waterfront as part of a festival celebrating Canada's 150th birthday. But the bill for the duck, as some politicians squawking, The toy will make its grand debut at Redpath Waterfront Festival on July 1st before traveling across the province as part of the Ontario 150 tour. But it doesn't come cheap, as the Ontario government has chipped in 121,000 Canadian dollars, or about 90,000 American dollars, towards the Redpath Waterfront Festival. It's not clear on how much the duck itself costs, but what portion of government funding is going towards the duck. And Ontario's progressive conservative leaders slammed the duck as a waste of taxpayers' money during the question period on Monday. And they said that the government funding for the inflatable sculpture was, and I love this quote, an absolute cluster duck. I love that. I love that. But I just thought that was just a silly story to bring to you guys. All over a rubber duck. How long have I gone on now? And 21 minutes. So not as far as I thought I was going to go. But like I said, I will be traveling to Reno in about 6 hours. So if you're already in Reno, great. I will see you guys over there. In the meantime, this Dragon's Mouth is now closing.